Hi, my new brothers and sisters in Christ. I want to share a little story with you. Last week, I was talking to a new believer, young lady, beautiful young lady, and she was saying to me, Miss Nancy, I can't wait until the Lord sends me my handsome prince. And I said, wait on the Lord, honey, because the Lord is carving him out and making him special just for you. And then we started talking about the concept of being unequally yoked. And I read to her 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 14, which says, do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wickedness have in common? Or what fellowship can light have with darkness? Right? So, and it goes on to talk about harmony with Jesus. So, yes, you want a man or a woman who is saved and born again just like you, but you want to talk about real yoking, and it goes beyond being just saved. Because there are some people who profess to be saved and their salvation is just from their lips to God's ear. You don't see any evidence of transformation in their lives, in the way that they love people and treat people, in their whole walk and testimony, right? So you got to look a little deeper than just being yoked with someone who's just a Christian. It has to be more to them than that, right? So when the Lord talks about yoking, when you read the Bible, the Lord always uses illustrations of the day, of that day. Illustrations that were pertinent and relevant to the way of life back then. And he could use oxen and yoking because the people of those days were familiar with agriculture, livestock, family, and they knew what it meant when you used animals as an illustration. So when you think of an ox or oxen plowing the field, right? You have one ox and another ox, maybe of the same stature, the same build, right? The same strength, and together they work to plow the field and get the work done. But let's say you have a strong ox with a goat that might be strong, but they're not of the same stature. They don't have the same likeness. They don't have the same stamina. So the ox can plow the field, but this goat is getting in the way because it can't keep up, right? And so the oxen will get maybe frustrated and just kick the goat out the way and try to do the job itself. What point am I trying to make? Don't just look at a person and say, oh, I found my love. They're a Christian, they're saved. Look a little deeper. Look at their walk. Look at their talk. Look at the way that they love on God. Look at their commitment to God. And it's not just going to Bible study or just going to church and participating in church services. No. Ministry is beyond what happens on those days. Ministry is every day of the week and everything that you do. So you have to pay close attention. And you have to pay attention to likenesses. You hear the old adage that says opposites attract. I really believe likenesses attract more than opposites do. Let me explain why. If you are a gregarious person and love people, right? You love to have fun and you just a social butterfly. And let's say that you really like this person who's reclusive. They only like you. They only want to be with you. They don't like people. They're not social, standoffish, don't want to be bothered. Well, if you link up with that person, are they really going to change? Yes, that person may love Jesus or maybe profess to be a Christian, but there's going to be some gaps in that yoke. And the social butterfly better be prepared to go to parties and gatherings and social events by him or herself, because the recluse doesn't want to go. And then there's an opening. Look, I made an opening, and the enemy goes and gets right in that opening and starts confusion in your relationship. Just think about it. Or let's say that you're a generous person. You love giving. You tithe. You give to people in need. If you hear ever need, you're the person to be counted on always. But you happen to fall in love with a person who's stingy, selfish, self-centered. They may give a little bit, and that little bit will go to you, but nobody else. They don't see the importance of giving. Well, yes, you're yoked with a person who's a Christian, but you're giving. And they're wondering, why are you giving? And you're just helping people, and they're wondering, why aren't you helping? Why are you doing that? You're taking away. And there's a gap. And the devil comes right in and destroys what God has brought together. Right? Or let's say you love family. You grew up in a big family, and you love family, you love children, and you fall in love with someone who really doesn't love family. They didn't come from a big family, right? And they don't understand the concept of all these family gatherings and looking out for family, love family. No. You're their family. And that's all they're focusing in on, you. They don't want you with your family. Just be with me, And they don't understand it. And family is really who you are. So you're yoked with a person that professes to love Jesus, but there's a gap. They may not even want children, but you want children because you love family. And there's a problem. And the enemy comes right in the middle and tries to destroy what God has joined together. So I guess the point I'm making is, yes, you want that handsome prince or that princess to come along. But wait on God, because he's going to create and structure this person perfectly for you. Now, if you're evil and mean and stingy, and you happen to meet somebody who's evil and mean and stingy, hey, you might get along fine because you're both alike. And you might say, Nancy, that's a lot of hogwash. I'm gregarious and I'm married to one who's a recluse and we get along fine. That might be okay. But I'm thinking for the most part, you marry people who are like you. You really do. You really do. And that's together you grow in your likeness. And that likeness spreads. That love continues to spread and grow. Yes. So just think about it. But don't ever choose your own mate just because they say they're a Christian. Wait on the Lord, because he's making that perfect prince or princess. He's getting them ready just for you. Have a great day.